Hello! I'm hiding in my bedroom because right now the air quality here in Houston's kind of blah. Ever since moving here, I got horrible allergies, so please excuse my snot. Uh, hopefully y'all watched well, okay, it was boring, but the debate was actually what debates used to look like. Um, and while I wish, Tim Wells had felt more comfortable, I know he was nervous, but, and he did clap back here and there, um, but it was civil, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But he did touch on some very, very real points, and I know that the right has fun, beating this horse or woman and, you know, after death. And that would be the abortion issue. Okay, so as I got 5 kids, but I had 2 miscarriages. Um, my first one was in Germany, actually. They took great care of me. The second one was here in Texas in 2010. And I got the care that I needed, and everything went good. And then I had a cyst on one of my ovaries that I had to have taken off, and the OB that did that surgery was good enough that she didn't have to take the ovary, which enabled me to have my lovely little Rosie, who's now 13. I had her the year I turned 40. Um, but since the ban, one of my daughters had a miscarriage and was going to be my first grandbaby. And, first trimester miscarriages are very, very common, extremely common, unfortunately. But it just is. And I cannot begin to tell you the fear, the just the utmost fear that they weren't going to treat my child. Luckily, it was complete. She is fine. She's doing fine. Everything's good. But that's down to sheer dumb luck. That's down. It's not down to anything that anybody did. It's down to just she was really fucking lucky, because I was ready to throw her in her car and bring her back to Minnesota. Uh, you know, because of course I'm from Minnesota, and and then my beautiful son Julian is trans, and here in Texas, Ken Paxton got he's the attorney general who's been indicted a few times for different frauds because he's a douche. He wants to keep track. He wanted to get into the records of all people who had any sort of sex change operation or supportive gender reaffirming care or anything like that. He wanted all of those records because he wanted to track those people. Just like they want to track women's periods. And again, they're not tracking Viagra. They're not tracking who's got boners. They're not tracking, and they think that even if somebody's raped, even raped by a family member, that, oh, what, J.D. Vance, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Fuck you. Fuck you. Until you have had been violated like that, fuck off. I was violated like that when I was a kid. Not my family members, mind you. But I had been molested and I have been raped. I had a shitty family upbringing where they'd kick us out in the morning and we weren't allowed to come back until the troll that my mother married left. It was not. My dad died before I was born. So, but, these. I'm so tired of old white men talking about women's bodies. Because it's misogyny, plain and simple. And I mean, it's been going on through history. It's misogyny. Um, they've always been afraid of clever women. Why do you think most of the people, damn near all of the people accused and killed for witchcraft have been women? They don't like clever women. They don't want a woman to show that they can do just as good or better than they can. And they want to control women. They're misogynistic assholes. Just like they want to try to make America is not, underline, not a Christian country. America, the whole reason for the separation of church and state is because how many people have been killed over the question of religion. And it's not just, the big three: Judaism, Muslims, and Christians. They all share the Old Testament. From there is where they differ. But they all share the Old Testament. Why would, and then in Europe, Protestant, Catholic, what's the fucking difference? It's the same dude you're worshiping. It's the same God. You just do it a different way. You know how many people died for that? And I am not a Christian. I am not a Christian. I respect Christians. Don't get me wrong. I don't respect zealots of any faith or anything. Never trust a zealot. I've taught my children this from very young age. Different religions and study them is very important. Studying different religions, and we have. When we lived in Japan, we got to be part of Shinto ceremonies, of Buddhist ceremonies, different things, and we, it's beautiful to learn about. I've got a Sikh friend that's teaching me about his religion. There's, it is, it is essential that you learn what these religions are about before you condemn them. Because that's just plain old ignorance. Once again, that's ignorance. And being open-minded and shoving down other people's throat that, you have to believe what I believe. What part of that is American? The freedom of religion here in the States is supposed to be freedom to believe whatever the fuck you want. If you believe that, in little purple people eaters, that's, which big people purple eaters are the Minnesota Vikings. But, it is not your job, my job, or anybody's job to shove beliefs down anybody else's throats. You're allowed to believe what you want to believe. It doesn't matter if they don't think like you, because the differences is what makes life fun. If everybody was the same, it'd be no fun at all. And I don't want, if the Republicans get their way, they want women to be barefoot and pregnant and silent. No. I've fought my entire life to be me. Not be put in a box, not be told. And I don't care how many people think I'm weird or, I own that one, actually. And Tim Walz, I love him to death, but he was wrong. The Republicans aren't weird. They're fucking nuts. In, it's just respect. Mutual respect. They don't have any respect for women. They don't have any respect for anybody except for those that want to bow down and give over their life to the almighty orange turd. And yeah, not gonna do it. No. I mean, I remember Trump back in the 80s. He's always been a skeezy bastard. I mean, I was actually, believe it or not, Miss Teen Minnesota. But, they wanted me to lose weight. I was 125 pounds, 5'9". I like food. I wasn't going to diet. And of course, it was the 80s. I had big hair. And, instead of accepting that modeling contract, I went and got a tattoo. And, yeah. Because why would you want, it's just such an exploitative, especially then, it's such an exploitative place to be. And everybody back then even knew about Trump and his creepy, boat tours and hanging out with Epstein. Epstein back in the noughties, I guess they're called now, I think it was 2004 or 5, was actually went to court for being a great big perv, and he got a slap on the wrist. You just, and Trump, it's rich, him, oh no, I won't do an abortion ban. Yes, you will. But here's the thing. How many abortions has Trump paid for? How many abortions do you think that man's paid for over his life? Because he sure does spread that little mushroom penis around. So, no. The other thing I want to, the eating of dogs and cats. Again, I think I might have talked about this before, but it was the same trope that they used for all the people escaping war back when I was a kid, late in the 70s and 80s. The Vietnamese, Cambodian, Laotian people, all the different people that were escaping that horror, and people here, and that's what they would say. They're going to eat your pets, they're going to eat your dogs and cats. And no, they didn't. Actually, there was a lovely Vietnamese couple that took a family that took me in and treated me like their own, and knew I was living in hell, and they would feed me and let me stay there to stay warm in the winter. And never once did I see them dine on anything that was suspicious. The Haitian people were brought there to fill jobs that were empty. Springfield was dying. Period. It was dying. People were moving away. They didn't have people to run the factories. The economy was crap. They brought these people in legally to fill those spaces. And now Springfield is prospering. Well, not right now. Right now, they're hiding from fucking bomb threats, and the kids are afraid to go to school. Because these right-wing assholes believe this crap. It's like Pizzagate, when that moron went to this pizza parlor with a fucking gun, only to find out, no, they're not molesting children in a secret basement, because there's no fucking basement. Beware the zealot. Beware the zealot. That's all I can say. Beware the zealot of anything. Anybody who just, and beware those on the stupid mountain. Again, I encourage you to look up the Dunning-Kruger effect, uh, because it explains really well how to be nice. Well, okay, I'm not going to be nice. How stupid people don't know they're stupid. They're stuck on the stupid mountain. Because some people can get over that and come down the stupid mountain and get some enlightenment. But there are other people who are stubbornly stuck on the stupid mountain. And I know that's a simplistic explanation of a very serious, and it is a very good study. Excuse me. And I encourage you to check it out. But don't. And then I got people, in my own life that are Trump nuts, and some of them I've cut off for the time being. It's not that I don't love them. I love them very, very much. But I just cannot take. I can't take it. I cannot take the rhetoric, the hatred, the pure vitriol that gets in. That's not what it's supposed to be. It used to be that you kept your political opinions to yourself. You could talk politics, but only in certain places, and it was never, ever this polarized. I mean, even that famous, and if you've never seen it, there's a old campaign ad, the girl with the daisy, and it's very stark, it's very disturbing, and it was during the Cold War, and I don't remember who it was that released it, but it was a little girl picking daisies and counting the petals, and then then a countdown and a nuclear explosion. Yeah, that was up in that still, to my mind, is one of the scariest campaign videos I've ever seen. But now it's different. Trump shit is terrifying, but for a different reason. And in 2025, that manifesto, and I know a lot of you don't want to slog through all those pages, and I don't blame you, but there's a lot of people breaking it down. The Midas Network does a great job. The Young Turks, Pondering Politics. There's tons of creators on YouTube that do a great job, just a great job. And Legal AF, also, because Midas Touch, Legal AF, they have lawyers, actual lawyers, telling you, and there's a few other ones too, but telling you, explaining to you the law, and what they're saying and what the law says. And I think it's very, very important that lay people, it might seem confusing, but they do lay it out so that anybody can pick it up. But with the election coming, full speed ahead, although each day seems like 1,000 fucking years, just I can't believe anybody would be undecided at this stage, but it really is about democracy. It really is about a woman's choice. It really is the most important election ever held in the United States, because the differences are so stark. Just, and don't take my word for it. Do your research, due diligence. Never accept one source, and step away from the fucking Fox News or the Newsmax or whatever the hell else. I got accosted by some old dude trying to tell me something that they said on Newsmax while I was proudly wearing my Mind Your Own Damn Business t-shirt. But, and he's saying, oh, Minnesota used to be such a nice state, and I had to go off on him. I don't like to do that in public, especially, but I went off on him. Don't disparage my Minnesota. BT Dubs, Minnesota, does not kill term babies. No place in the United States will let a person actually birth a baby and then execute it. That's complete and total bullshit. And if you believe that, you probably got kicked in the head a few times. So just do your due diligence. Look shit up. Don't rely, the left, the right. Yeah, everybody does have a bias. But the right, unfortunately, most of their stuff, they lie. They constantly, continuously, straight face lie. And you expect some falsehoods from politicians. Everybody does. But just every word out of your mouth is a lie. Yeah. So, anyhow, folks, that's my deep thoughts for the day. This debate wasn't as fun as the Kamala one, but it is what debates are supposed to look like. And calling names and blurting, "They're eating the dogs." That shouldn't be in presidential politics, for God's sakes. That's just ridiculous. But anyhow, y'all, please stay safe. Give the other person a break. Try to think from their point of view. But if they're nuts, you can tell them you're fucking nuts. But then just walk away. It's not worth your time and effort to try to debate these nutballs. It just really isn't. 9 times out of 10, unless it's somebody that you love and you think you can gently persuade them. But I've found it really difficult to get anybody on the right to actually think critically. That's why they like uneducated people, because they think they don't know how to think critically. And unfortunately, these people are just way too caught up in the cult. So, yeah, it's sad. But hopefully we can wake their asses up here in the future. All right, be safe. Love y'all. Bye.